today, as we've been chronicling over the last couple of days, Obama again goes on the warpath a little bit, and he's going to take the fight to the Republicans. But of course, as always with Obama, there is a giant catch. So first, let's listen in and hear some of the good stuff he's saying. Then I'll tell you the catch. Clip number one.
The chairman of their committee has said, we would do the exact same things as we did before Obama took office. Well, we know where that led. And a perfect example is the debate we're having on taxes right now. I have said that middle-class families need tax relief right now. And I'm prepared to work on a bill and sign a bill this month that would ensure that middle-class families get tax relief. 97% of Americans make less than $250,000 a year, $250,000 a year or less. And I'm saying we can give those families 97% permanent tax relief. And by the way, for those who make more than $250,000, they'd still get tax relief on the first $250,000. They just wouldn't get it for income above that. Now, that seems like a common sense thing to do. And what I've got is the Republicans holding middle-class tax relief hostage because they're insisting we've got to give tax relief to millionaires and billionaires to the tune of about $100,000 per millionaire, which would cost, over the course of 10 years, $700 billion. And that economists say is probably the worst way to stimulate the economy. That doesn't make sense, and that's an example of what this election is all about. If you want the same kinds of skewed policies that led us to this crisis, then the Republicans are ready to offer that.
All right, so that sounds pretty good. I mean, he's using the words that he used earlier that we gave him credit for, holding middle-class Americans hostage. He's talking about how the average millionaire is going to get a $100,000 tax break because of the Republican proposals. That's a great point, one I hadn't heard before, one he should emphasize. He's talking about how it's going to cost the deficit $700 billion, all great points. So now that's Obama's talk. What is Obama's walk? Well, we find out today that he's in fact going to propose it looks like, in two different bills. So he's going to say, all right, we all agree on the middle class tax cut, right? So I'm going to propose that and let everybody vote yes. And then I'm going to propose the tax cut for the top 2%, okay? Now, Obama would be against that, but if the Republicans want to vote for it, some conservative Democrats want to vote for it, go ahead and have at it, but it looks like that'll lose, right? Now, you might think that that's very reasonable, and, there's a good case for that, okay? At least that way we get the middle-class tax cut, and likely we won't get the tax cut for the rich, and we get what we want, right? Now, why am I pausing about that? Why is there any issue at all? The issue is, if you present it that way, well, you give the Republicans a political free pass. Okay, why? Think about this. This is important and interesting. Because if you say, hey, look, I'm going to put just one bill, and the bill says middle-class tax cuts and no tax cuts for the top 2%. If the Republicans vote no on that, then you can say, hey, you see that? Republicans voted no on the middle-class tax cut. You make an ad and you say, Republicans holding the middle class hostage. They filibustered your tax cut. We've been talking about it for days now. That's the way to do it. Politics 101, right? Easy. And you know what? It'll pass anyway because there'll be too much political pressure, and you get to score political points. Okay? Now that's if you played hardball. Now if you separate it in two bills, well then the Republicans get to vote yes on the middle class tax cut, and they get to brag about it. So why are you giving him the queen? Why? And there is an answer, okay? The answer is conservative Democrats. Obama is afraid, and this happens on issue after issue, of putting the conservative Democrats on the spot because they're also saying, hey, I want tax cuts for the rich, and I don't agree with Obama, etc. So he's trying to play patty cakes with them, and he doesn't want to hurt their chances, so he's going to let them play their Republican games. Now, but that's the problem with Obama. Fundamental weakness, okay? If you're a conservative Democrat and you're running against me, I'm the president of the United States, and you're coming and bashing me and saying I need to give tax cuts for the rich, well, you know what? That's going to prove to be a bad idea for you because I'm not going to play your games. What I'm going to say is you better fall in line, or if you don't, that's fine, but you're on your own. I'm attacking the Republicans, and if you want to give them cover, well, you're going to take those same bullets coming your way. I'm not going to lay off the Republicans so that I can make a couple of conservative Democrats in the country happy. You see what the problem with that is? That means you lay down your arms. You say, oh, I don't want to attack the conservative Democrats because they have the same philosophy as the Republicans, so I won't attack the Republicans at all. So I won't set up a bill that I know will be to my political advantage, and that will get the job done. I won't do it. Instead, I'll let them off the hook. Reminds me of Dennis Green. You let them off the hook. You knew who they were. You knew who they were, and you let them off the hook. Classic Obama. Classic Obama. Even when the talk is good, the walk ain't there.